right now, this is the Hot Rod Show. We're coming to you from SEMA in Las Vegas, man, and you should check out this Volkswagen. There's all sorts of crazy stuff with this place. Crazy people, crazy cars, man. We're going to see a little bit more of this one later on the show. Check it out. Woo-hoo! Well, here we are with another one of the coolest cars at the show, man. This beautiful 69 Fastback Mustang. Well, we're going to bring in Tim, the owner, and he's going to start to tell us a little bit about it. Hey, Tim.
Hey, how are you?
How you doing, man?
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you for coming with this car,
man. Thank you for looking at the car. I really appreciate it.
It's cars like this that make SEMA what it is, you know?
Yeah, we were hoping to make a splash, and I guess we did a little bit.
It's a big splash. Look at the people all standing around, man. They like your car.
Thank you.
One thing I'd like to ask you about is a bit about the paint job. You know what you've done on this.
Yeah.
So, shall we?
Yeah. Let me let the builder tell you everything about it.
Wow.
This is Josh Henning.
Hey, Josh, how you doing, man?
Nice to meet you.
Wow, congratulations on building such. You know, you've got golden hands there.
Appreciate it.
And a golden mind, you know, to come up with this stuff.
A lot of good guys at the shop.
Yeah.
A lot of good guys at the shop.
Can you tell us a little bit about the paint job and, you know, like the method you used, you know, because this is very new.
Well, Jonathan Goolsby did all the paint. They're in-house at our shop. It's all BASF Glazerite. It's all base coat, clear coat, and then we wet sand it and buff it out to about as slick as we can get it.
Wow, man, because it looks like stainless steel, you know, like a stainless gray steel.
Right, yeah. On the brush stripe, what we did is actually clear coat and then buff everything out, and then tape up the stripe, and then we did a brushed finish of the clear, so there's really no tape line there.
Yeah, but like, how did you get it so beautiful, like to look like it is stainless? You like to get that.
Just the color, and then we do a brush finish on the mat. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, it's pretty cool, isn't it? Eh?
Thank you.
Let's go take a look at the engine.
Okay.
Wow, hey, that's clean, eh?
I appreciate it.
Is that a word you'd use to describe
this? Yeah, clean and sanitary, yeah. Woo. It's a 5.0 Coyote Ford motor. We've done some engine covers and then built all of the handmade sheet metal around it.
Yeah, I mean, like that looks like I mean, that's so good. It looks like an awesome factory's done it.
That's the plan, to keep everything like the OEMs would have done it.
That, you know, like, what has there been much done to the engine, or was it just like?
Oh, it's a stock motor with an air intake and headers.
Yeah. Wow. And so, like, what else have you done, you know, to the body? Have you?
The body pretty much is stock as far as the shape and the dimensions and the wheelbase. We've tucked the front bumpers and then built a handmade lower valance down on the front.
Okay, yeah.
And then your little body line that runs across the side, it continues down the handmade rockers and then around the valance in the back where the exhaust tips are tucked in.
How long did it take to build this car?
Right at 2 years.
2 years? Is that like a 2 years continuous?
Continuous.
Continuous, wow. I mean, I'm sort of lost for words because, I mean, it is just a dream, isn't it?
I appreciate it. That's what
we've been looking at a lot of cars around here, you know, a lot of Mustangs, you can imagine. But like this one, I mean, this one really, it
that means a lot. I
know?
appreciate it. The whole plan was to keep everything nice and clean and simple, but do something enough that was going to grab your attention.
Yeah. Hey, Tim, like, what do you do for a job that allows you to have a car as beautiful as this?
We run restaurants.
Oh, you do?
Yep.
What's the restaurant name?
We sell wings for a living.
You sell
we
wings
sell
for a living?
chicken wings for a
Wow,
living.
is that cool, man?
Yeah. We run some Buffalo Wild Wings in the area, and we need to sell a few more wings now.
Well, I guess you do, don't you?
Yeah.
It's a hot rod and a hot wing.
Exactly.
Wow,
exactly.
Man. Is there any little bits you'd like to say about the car?
You know, I took these guys a picture of the car a couple of years ago that sort of what I had thought of a vision, and Josh and them just took it to the next level. He said, look, I'm going to do it a little bit this way, and I got some ideas, and we worked hand in hand, and I went with everything he suggested. Because
like, this was a rare car to start with, wasn't it?
Well,
to a degree.
In a degree, it was a rare car. It was a 6-cylinder fastback Mustang, so we knew it wasn't beat up too bad. It only had a 6-cylinder in it. So, you know, you almost say the 6-cylinders are more rare than the Mach 1s. But Now I think it's a little more rare than you could ever get it.
Yeah, like it's a one of a
Yeah,
kind, isn't it?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Josh, are there any people you'd like to give credit to for helping you this?
I'd like to give credit to all the guys at the shop, obviously, that really made this work.
And can you, what's the name of your shop again?
Goolsby Customs.
GoolsbyCustoms.com?
Yes. GoolsbyCustoms.com,
Okay,
correct.
we'll get that on the screen for you.
Wayne and Pam at M&M Hot Rod Interiors did an awesome job on the interior, and then Advanced Plating, an awesome job on all of the plating of the bumpers. Classic Instruments and Vintage Air.
Well, I'm here with Ron. Hey, Ron. Man, this is one of the most craziest vehicles that I've seen at SEMA, man, and we just had to stop by and talk to you about it. Can you tell us a little bit about this, please?
Oh, it's a culmination of years of building cars. Kind of got tired of the same old.
Yeah, you would.
So I came up with a animated design, which I call subtle animation. And the first one I built came out pretty good. It was pretty well received.
How was it similar to this?
It was a Woody.
Yeah, okay.
The target was West Coast surfers, which I'm from the West Coast, Southern California. And it went quite well, but when I did the bus as the second rendition of that, it just took off. Yeah. Because everyone in the world, even the Kiwis, know what a Volkswagen bus is.
I mean, I was one, and when I was a kid, my granddad had one, you know.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, sure. This is cool. How long did it take you to build this?
Well, this year it took me about 17 months.
Okay, yeah.
From start to finish, which is about average for a full build.
Yeah.
And the only thing that I used of this Volkswagen was the motor, and the transmission, the forward controls, steering pedals, shifter. Yeah. But the rest of it I all hand fabricated.
And the engine, what have you done to that?
The motor is quite unique. It was designed by a fellow here in the States, Dick Landy and B&M.
Okay, Dick Landy, that's an old name, isn't it?
Sure, he's an old drag racer. But it never went to market because he passed. And this may be the only surviving one. We don't know yet. Yeah, we haven't heard of or seen any others. Yeah. But that makes it special.
Because you got a cool supercharger on there too, little B&M thing there.
Yeah. Oh, it puts out some horsepower.
Yeah, and like the front detail you've done on this, like how you get into it. Oh. Can we walk down there and have a look at that?
Sure. We'll demonstrate.
Yeah, this was very different, you know, how this happens.
This kind of happened as an alternative. I was going to put side doors on it, but because of the size of the tires and the shortness of the bus, the door would have been not very practical. Yeah. So I came up with this design so that we can get in.
That's kind of cool, isn't it? Eh?
Yeah, it seems
sort of like an old Mr. Schmidt car.
Yeah, or Isetta.
Isetta, yeah.
And then got the Safari windows, which is a feature that the bus has had and everyone recognizes. That's what I design into my vehicles. I design things that people recognize. Okay, they recognize the Safari windows, they recognize the belt line, the drip rail. Yeah. And of course, the shape mimics. Yeah,
like the headlights. Where are they original Volkswagen headlights?
Oh no, nothing is.
I know that they just look so bizarre, with the big chrome broody rings around there.
Well, yeah, my design is extremes. Yeah. This is how you get that animation.
Correct.
You make it extremely large or extremely small. Okay. Short, tall, those.
Yeah, I mean it is bizarre, isn't it, eh?
But the headlights, because I needed the size. Those are actually salad bowls from Walmart.
Salad bowls, yeah.
You can get polished stainless salad bowls for like $6 a piece. Yeah. And they're the size I need. No one makes that size. But as far as the chrome goes, that's all handmade by me, and it's made out of fiberglass.
Oh, okay. And so it's just coated. Well, have you driven it much?
Yeah, a little bit. I drove it on an interview with Dennis Gage. Yeah. And it'll be airing in January, the show. He likes to drive. We have a little interview while we're driving. Yeah. It really drives quite nice.
Because also with the chrome, you got it split here because you got the door on the other side there, and that just makes it look right, doesn't it?
Well, the reason for the split, and I've been asked about that, is because the chrome shop only had a 5-foot tank. He couldn't do an 11-foot piece.
Well, okay, so that makes it stick then, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, and I mimicked the other side because of the door.
Yeah. What size wheels do you have on there?
Well, these are 24s.
Yeah.
And it's part of that relation to the big and small. Character, animated.
Yeah.
You got to have the huge wheels.
I mean, like it sort of looks like something you'd see in a Walt Disney movie, you know. It's you know, it's sort of like that. It's
got a lot of animation to it.
Yeah.
And character, but it's not that extreme with the lips and eyes and talks.
Yeah, I know. It leaves all the pretty little things. Yeah.
But it's still very attractive.
It is beautiful, man. It is a head turner. We've been walking past this all the time, you know, and it's just bizarre.
I'm humbled by all the attraction.
Yeah, and it's cool, eh? But that's your testament, you know, to your hands and your mind, and what you turned out.
My artwork.
Your artwork, because you drew a lot of this for quite some time, didn't you?
Oh yes, all of my vehicles I do the artwork, and it takes me a long time because I got to get the balance and symmetry just right, so that it looks correct. It's not distorted or out of shape. And it has a nice blend, or you know.
And the coloring is just perfect.
Oh, thank you.
You know,
that color process on anybody that builds cars, it's always a real factor.
Yeah.
What color do we do it?
Yeah, and then how do you get it looking good? You know, it's all in preparation.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much body work done on this.
Yeah.
You know, it's sculpted.
Well, Ron, thank you so much, man, and thank you for giving everybody awesome eye candy. You know, it's way cool, man, way cool.
We love the Hot Rod Show. Woohoo!
Well, here we are with Troy Trepanier, man, and this beautiful 66 Belvedere. I mean, well, can you tell us a little bit about it? Because like you are like, you know, like you're one of the A-lists, you know, of bodybuilders, you know, car bodybuilders, that is.
Well, hopefully we've been here coming here 25 years, right? So it's now this is David Meyer's 66 Belvedere, man. We brought, you know, we're always trying to go in a different direction now because as you see around here, it's everything, right? How do you stand out? So you know, people walk by this car and go, "That's a nice Belvedere," and they don't think nothing of it. Well, it's got Turbonetics turbos under the back, right?
Twin, isn't that just cool?
So it's all about building a sleeper. That was the idea of it, you know. And we built this as a Pacific purpose car. We're going to do the Hot Rod Drag Week with it next year. So you drive in between the venues, show that it'll work, and then run some passes and be competitive, you know. So it's not we like using them. So that's the whole idea of David's car.
There's some awesome, just like the detailing, you know, like
it's a stock air cleaner that we did, you know, to make it look like obviously the carburetors are on there. The actual the throttle body. Oh, it does, and the throttle body is actually inside the car.
But it looks like that's where the ears come in.
Yeah, no, absolutely, And I did that just did that to hide the injectors a little better back here. You can barely see one peeking, you know. So unless you really look, you don't see it. So
it's just
and there's an intercooler in here, 4 inches wide. That's where all the tubing comes in, goes through the air intercooler. So when you walk up on it, you don't see it, so you don't think about it, right? So then you don't think about it. So you come to the back here, and all the tubes are coming up inside here, and then the boost tubes are actually down inside the rocker panels. We cut them off, put the tube in there, and put them back on. So it comes back. Then obviously with the mirrors here, you can see, you know, that's where all the magic's at right here.
Yeah,
you know.
and the pop-up.
Yep. We got this is exhaust opening, and then the wastegate's under there. So
I see. Yeah. Wow.
And then it dumps here. So when you get a burnout going, you get all three going off, and it's going to make some chaos.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it'll be bitching. So, and it's neat is when you take off all the race trim, you know, the parachute, the tires, the roll bars, the window net. It just looks like a stock Belvedere.
Because like, but where's the parachute?
That goes into the trailer hitch.
Yes, right.
Yeah. So so we got the turbo there, and there's the oil pump underneath there. That I said we pump the oil forward, and the cutout.
Kind of a tight job trying to open it up. Okay, go for it. Point at that turbo.
See, there's the turbo. Then you got the wastegate cut out here, you know, and then the muffler hidden up in there. Everything black, you know. That way, if you take a quick glance from the back with no mirror, you really don't see any of it.
You don't see nothing. No.
Yeah, you wouldn't see any of it. So that was the whole idea of the packaging and hiding it.
Do you think it's going to be any lag at all? But
just a little, but the motor's 700 foot-pounds on its own, so that's what makes the difference up, really. Okay. And then the parachute's actually in the trailer hitch back here, you know, because on that drag week, you have any parts you use on the car, you have to haul with you, with the car. Yeah. So a lot of guys pull a small trailer behind it. So that's what that's all about. So it's nice because it all just pops out, and then I did it an electric launcher, so there's no cable through the roll cage when the safety equipment's out. So a lot of thinking about it. So yeah, it's good.
It looks like it was made to be, you know.
It's all about making people wonder how you did it. You know, if you like I said, if you look at the turbos and you look under the car, there's no piping forward. It's all built in the car. So it's all about being sneaky.
Man. It's like how long did this build take you?
This is about a 2-year project. You know, actual working on it. You know, some fast, some slow. Just depends. And took a little figuring out how to package all that back there because it has to work.
Whose idea was the turbos?
You know, we looked under it. You know, we wanted to make it a sleeper, so if you put them up here, obviously, you give it away, right? And the engine compartment's tight with that big Hemi, so
there was like the big air cleaner in there.
You know, no other place to put them, so you walk up and you think it's got 2 carburetors on it, but there's nothing there.
I know, that's such a trick about it, isn't it? The owner, like how what are some of the things you've done to it, you know?
You know what's nice is Dave actually drove one of these to high school. Yeah. So there's a lot of meaning. You know, when we get a build once in a while, there's a lot of meaning to it, and this is a real Hemi car also.
How do you treat a build like that?
You know, you can talk to the owner and get his passion, you know, and then pour it into the car, you know, because it's got a story already.
Because you got to get out of his head into your head and then on the paper, right?
And then process it in what we think it should look like, right? Because, you know, they may have one idea, but we got our idea too, so kind of got to meet in the middle there.
Do they give you a lot of leeway, you know, into what you do?
Sometimes, you know, it's a process. You got to talk it through, and some guys are easier going about it than others, and, you know, and you just kind of got to go, hey, what do you think, you know, and work it out that way.
I guess you get some sticky customers.
Oh, yeah. You know? You get some tough ones, but we've been at it a long time now, and a lot of the guys come to us now because they know what to expect, right? They like what we've done for a long time, and they give us some pretty good freedom.
I love the Hot Rod Show.
We'd like to take a look inside. Can we have
Absolutely.
A spin there? Oh, hang on a minute. That door handle. How'd you open that just then?
There's a pressure pad right here on the back.
A pressure pad?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on a minute. How'd you open that?
There's a pressure pad right here on the back side of this door.
Really? That's something different, isn't it?
It is.
It's a new innovation. It's like a Cadillac.
Put your finger on the back side. It is just like a new Cadillac or Corvette.
Wow, that's good. It's gold.
Thank you.
Let's go inside.
Okay.
Oh wow, look at that! Like, that's
all of the black leather with the red stitching, and then the perforated suede on the centers with the red stitching as well. And then we did a perforated black leather with the red showing through the background, just to kind of give it a little bit of extra pop on the aluminum trim there, and then you can see the red stitching that one.
So now the pedals.
You have the brake and clutch pedal as well as the gas, and that's the new Goolsby Edge Edition by Locar that we're debuting this weekend. Yes.
Wow.
It's a 6-speed transmission. It's the good get rag out of the new Mustang. Yeah, back to a 9-inch Ford, correct. The plan was to look like Ford would have done it, you know, and if they had this technology.
Isn't that great? Because, like, you know, you haven't taken it and made it so far from a Ford. I mean, it's still what it is.
Correct.
It's just better than what it is.
Right, correct. That was the plan.
Wow, and what does it go back in? What's the diff you got in there? Rear end?
It's a 9-inch.
9-inch rear end.
Ford 9-inch, yes.
Wow, you're keeping it good Ford, man.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Yeah. Well, hey, Josh, I mean, like, this is a way cool car. Thank you for building this beautiful car, man.
I appreciate it.
It's just gorgeous. And Tim, is there anyone you'd like to give credit to?
I want to give credit
Apart
to
from
the guy.
Josh, yeah.
That's who I've got to give the credit
all
to.
goes to Josh,
That's
man.
exactly right.
Oh, come on.
The whole shop.
I know,
The whole
yeah.
shop. Yes.
But you're the guy that makes the shop work.
No. In the whole shop, everybody.
They're good. They're a team.
Yeah, and whereabouts are you based?
Outside of Birmingham, Alabama.
Birmingham, Alabama. Well,
Yes.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
well,
man.
gentlemen, thank you for coming to SEMA because you just made our day.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Tim.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Josh.
Appreciate it.
you.
Thank you.
Isn't it beautiful, man? Far out. Have a look inside this thing. Just check that out. That is just beautiful. I know some people in New Zealand who would love to see this car. Look at the detail on the paint. You can even see cobwebbing. Look at the cobwebbing this guy's got built into the paintwork. That is some serious, serious detailing in it. It's just beautiful. This one's for Justin. Justin, here's your car, man. Check it out. What started you out building cars?
Well, you know, I grew up around, my dad had an automotive shop,
Yeah.
and my grandfather was a pipe fitter, so he was the guy you went to in town if you needed something welded up, right?
In a little small town?
Yeah, small town.
Yeah,
At
how many
that-
people?
3,000 at that time.
Oh, that's
so.
a big town. I
Well,
come from a town of 165.
little bit, metropolis,
Well,
right?
we have to marry from outside, otherwise it's incest, you know?
Yeah. We got a couple of them neighborhoods
you?
around us, yeah.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so I grew up around the stuff. I said welding pop cans together with my grandpa and tearing apart
Yeah.
engines at my dad's shop. So
Yeah.
just kind of hung around there, did all the
Cool, eh?
sports, and just
Yeah.
kind of fell into it, and then the passion took off and
Yeah.
had some early success with Hot Rod Magazine and things, and just kind of kept building. And now we
Yeah.
got great customers, and I got great employees.
Yeah.
So now it's easier to turn this stuff
And
out.
isn't it it's a tribute, when people allow you, to do their dream,
Yes.
and to mix it up with what you want to do.
Here's the key: none of what
Yeah.
we're doing is necessary, right?
Right, yeah.
It ain't necessary
No,
to build this, right?
but why
So
not?
we get to build
Yeah.
their passion and their
Yeah.
hobbies and their dreams,
Yeah.
and the best time, like Dave, you're building their dream, but they're car guys too,
Yeah.
so they understand
Yes.
it. That
Yeah.
makes it even
An
better.
appreciation,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely, because
Yeah.
it's a lot of work.
Yeah, like now putting the two turbos at the back there, were there any things that like hung up and you had the complications you had to work through?
There's a bunch, like these are, they're oil pumping through them, right?
Okay.
So now you got to get the oil from the back to the front. So we got an electric pump back there, and
Yeah.
we're sucking it with the motor. So,
Yeah.
if the oil sits back there, it'll burn up, it'll smoke. So a lot of the plumbing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the car, we can put it on a rack, you're not going to see any plumbing, and it's all in there.
Isn't that
There's
amazing?
fuel runs,
Yeah.
fuel lines, oil lines, all hidden.
Like watching the judges, they were under here like they were looking
Yeah,
all over.
you're not
man.
gonna find any
no,
of it,
I mean, it is just they took them ages to figure out how the stuff, like how the fuel
Yep.
got in there,
And the best thing is, it works.
Yeah.
I mean, you can smoke and mirror it all up, but if it don't work, it don't matter.
Have you has it been out for a run yet?
No, just around
Yeah,
town a little bit,
yeah.
and I've got a chassis dyno at the shop, so
Yeah.
we did a little bit of running on there,
Okay.
and David wanted to get a big run. I'm right when we get back from SEMA, I didn't want to break something on a dyno and bring it here, right?
You don't want to crack in the block.
No, we want to give everybody the first look is in one
Yeah.
piece.
Yeah, well, man, you're true entrepreneur, like you get people saying it to you all the time, but like from down in New Zealand, we got some great car builders, John
Sure.
Reed and that.
Yep.
But you're making it big time in America, and that's hard to do. You got so much competition.
It is. There's a lot of good builders now
Yeah.
in this industry. I mean, the home guys are doing the quality work that we were doing 10 years
Yeah.
ago. So, and I've always had good representation down in New Zealand and in Australia,
Yeah.
all over with the magazine. So people were kind of following us from the beginning. So it makes our, we get we sell our most T-shirts and stuff to New Zealand or Australia,
Yeah.
not here.
Really?
So we've got a good following over there. So
well, that's cool.
Yeah, it's
man.
fantastic.
That's cool.
It's
that
global.
stuff happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it interesting?
Yeah, it's
though?
global, man.
I mean, and like when you look around at SEMA and see all the cars, like what's percolating in your head this year that you might touch on next year?
I'll walk around this show and I
Yeah.
may take home one idea.
Yeah.
But then you go
understandable,
put it to work, right?
Yeah.
And you might take an idea from somebody's car that, man, finance trick, but they blew it on the rest of it. You bring it home, package it right, now I think it's your idea. So, you know, you just got to keep your eyes open and look around, come up with ideas, and then put them to good use, you know?
Man, you're a big name, and, you know, you do. This is an absolutely stunning car, you know. Okay, Troy, thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure.
You know, and it's been our pleasure.
All right, we'll look for you next year.
Oh, we're going to be here.
All right.
Woohoo!
Great.
Yeah. Well, look, as we're walking around the show, there are just so many beautiful cars, and here's one just sitting here. Look at this, is a beautiful old T-Bird. How you doing? Is this your car?
Yes.
I'm Doug Bell from the Hot Rod Show. How you doing?
Nice to meet you, sir. I'm doing great. We're having a great show.
Your name is Eddie.
Eddie, yes, sir.
Can we pop the door open?
You bet. We got the battery disconnected, so we're going to swap it from inside.
Like, take a look at that, man. Isn't that, you could eat off that, couldn't you? That is just, that's beautiful.
That's a full 1967 Thunderbird interior. The body is actually a 70 Thunderbird. The front sheet metal is 67 Thunderbird.
Wow, all sorts of birds, eh?
Well, yeah, it's based off of a Steve Stamford design, one of the most famous automotive artists in the world.
How long did it take to complete this car?
About a year, working around other customers' projects.
I mean, that's not long.
No. That's working along with our customers that we have too. You know, so have to make money in the meantime.
You got to eat too. Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Eddie, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Man.
Thanks
for sale as well.
Yes, it is. It's for sale.
How much is it?
Well, we're asking $135.
Wow.
Which I'm not sure at this point. If you're asking me this week after finishing it, I'm not sure it's enough.
You're not sure. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Eddie.
Thank you very much. It was nice meeting you.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Have a good show.
Wow, that is just amazing, isn't it? Beautiful people. What's the paint?
The paint was custom mixed. It's a tricolor. It's base coat, mid coat, clear coat.
Okay.
And it was custom mixed off of the drawing. The kid that mixed my paint mixed it off the drawing.
Yeah.
And the way Steve drew it, it has a black flop at the bottom, and then if you look at the drawing, that's all he had to go by. And when you look at this car out in the sun, it does exactly what the drawing shows. So the guy that mixed the paint is just absolutely amazing.
From the brain to reality.
Yes, it is. And it was actually just vision in Steve's head.
Yeah.
It was an artist's concept, and he wanted to see what the back end would look like with that front end on it. He never expected to see it in real life.
Yeah, because when I looked at it, I thought, like, what is it? You know, it's a bird. You know, it's a bird of all sorts.
Yes, and he does these design exercises just to see how things are going to look for his own peace of mind.
Right.
And not many people have ever gotten the opportunity to build one of what he calls his babies, which are his own personal design concepts. We just took it the next stage by putting the 67 interior, because the 67 interior was much prettier.
It is gorgeous, isn't it? I love that.
The gauges have the logo in them. The steering wheel has the logo in it from the car. They were all custom made. Vintage Air. I did it column. It's just so much stuff, and everything on the inside has been hand formed. So.
Okay, thanks, Eddie.
Nice meeting you.
Bye bye. Let's go look at some more, man. They're everywhere.